Hey everyone, Bandana here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to WARNO. So, I had a challenge posted in the comments. Someone was having difficulty playing as the 119th against the hardest AI, and specifically they mentioned the 4th MSD. Now, they don't believe it's possible to win as 119th on death row versus the 4th MSD. I don't think there's any situation where the AI is truly unbeatable, because it's not great. It has the ability to spam and things like that, but it doesn't use its units like humans will. So I don't think it's ever impossible. This person said they bet me $100. I think it's a bit of a silly bet, really, because, as I say, I think this is more of an experience and playstyle thing. I don't believe that the AI are impossible to beat in any situation. I apologise if I cough, sniff, splutter, sneeze. I'm quite unwell. I was at a wedding last weekend, and for the majority of this week I felt like absolute crap. So, still feeling a bit crap, but trying to make a video now. And this felt like a straightforward video to make without too much concentration, perhaps. So, I've got the hardest AI with the 4th MSD official battle group, and I've just knocked together a quick 119th, and I'll show you what I've got in there. 119th has very expensive but very strong units, particularly tanks. The 4th MSD has very cheap units and lots of them. So what they have is numbers, what you have is power later in the game. So you're not necessarily going to do a steamroll now. You're going to have to wait. So just show you my deck quickly. So bit of supply and some command in there. We've got infantry, mostly Spetsnaz, some Motostrelki, Pulmachiki, and the Sapri RPO. Personal preference. I'm not sure how much benefit there'll be versus all of this AI, but we'll see. Artillery. Got the Vasiliks in there and some 152mm. The basic use for artillery against the AI will be for countering the AI's artillery, because inevitably the AI are going to start spamming artillery. That's what they do. Tanks, we've got 2 T80 PVKs. Command tanks obviously going to be helpful here. We've got the T80Us and the T80UDs. You'll notice I rank all these up just to 1 chevron and leave it at that. It means we don't have a huge amount of spam in terms of tanks, but they're very strong tanks, so as long as we keep them alive, it's fine. And I stuck some rapiers in there just because I think they're quite good for just holding little angles, like against the AI. Don't get me wrong, the AI will kill those, but they're cheap. But the AI will artillery them eventually, so they will die. Rozvedka, Spetsnaz Gru, and the M24K are in there. Anti-air, we've got Iglas, we've got Strela, we've got Tunguska. Helicopters, we've got some Mi-24 Ps. And we've got the Escortney, which are the ones with the anti-air missiles. Mainly going to be useful against enemy helicopters, of which I would expect some. The AI likes to throw helicopters around. And then we've got, you know, a smattering of aircraft. So we've got some Seed, we've got the Su-27S, and there's a guided bombers in there, and we've got some HE bombers. AI will make use of everything, so we will need to make use of everything. So, first thing we sort of want to do is just accept that we aren't going to immediately take the whole map. If we try to take Center, Elena, and Anna, we will get a command in there, no problem, right? We will get a command in there. However, they're going to spam so much shit at us, we're going to lose that command if we leave it in there. So, bear that in mind. What we do want to do is maybe have a little bit of recon down. So, if we just stick Razvedka at the side, what I would say is, and it will become quickly apparent that this is going to be an issue, they're going to come in thick and fast with a lot of spam. So any early recon, if you send it too far up, is going to die. I mean, you know, die. It will be dead. You will not get it out. Because you're going to have helicopters firing at it. You're going to have tanks firing at it. Yeah, it's cheap, shitty tanks, but still tanks, right? So we're going to tell him to deploy in there. And then hopefully we can sort of jump around the buildings. And then what I'm also going to do is put down some Spetsnaz and just have those guys deploy in there. And the reason I'm doing that now is just because I don't want to have to worry about this point too much at the moment. They're going to inevitably push in there. And all I want to do is catch out any vehicles that go past. So when the vehicles come around here, then these guys can just blow them up. Yeah, because they are eventually going to come around. I'm not going to be in a position to stop all those vehicles initially. It's not going to happen. Because our tanks are so expensive and I need them everywhere on the map. The reality is I want tanks back here, right? In this forest. But they're not going to be able to see everything. But up here, a tank is going to be quite nice, right? But that's what I would like to do, is maybe stick a tank in there. We could stick a Rapira in there, to be fair. It's probably not a bad shout. It's going to give us a little bit of coverage. It's not perfect, obviously, but certainly better than nothing. Do we maybe do that? Obviously, they're up a hill there. That's what I'm trying to assess for. We could do that potentially. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? So we'll stick one of these down here. And we'll just get him to deploy in there. It's good. As I say, it's going to get artilleried, right? Just accept that fact. It will get killed. And then the other thing is they're going to throw helicopters at us, without a doubt. So we want Iglas in place, preferably a few. The Strelas. Strelas are good versus helicopters. However, they'll also die easily to helicopters because the helicopters obviously have a decent range on their anti-tank missiles. So that then becomes an issue. Tunguska has a similar problem. But obviously the Tunguska generally outranges. So that's going to be like our very good AA, but we only have 2 of them, and we need to be careful with it. Anyhow, I'm not going to worry about more anti-air there. So we got a smattering of infantry and everything else, and the idea here is just to hold center. What I'm going to do is get a command BMP. And I'm putting it right near the front, because what I want to do is just fast move it into there. Because I wanted to just cap that point as quickly as possible. And then the other important thing I want down, and I'm just going to put it down straight away, is this. So we're going to fast move up to here and then just drive into those tree lines. So again, I just want to cap Boris and I want to cap Anna. And the intention here is that I just want to maybe get a little head start on getting a few points. Because by mid-game, or, well, I'll rephrase that. By 10 minutes in, they will have more points than we do. They will be controlling more zones. It's just, that's what's going to happen. Okay, I want to put another Rapira down at this far side. There's a nice little tree line here. Kind of covers all of that. Now, this Rapira is going to be obviously very close to the enemy tanks and stuff, which I'm not too bothered about. You could even put it back here, perhaps, you know. The main thing is I just want to be able to harass and slow them down. That's the main reason for this. And then we want some recon. Let's put some Razvedka down, and we'll just stick them in the corner there. Again, I just want to see what's coming. It's the reality of it. Equally, some Razvedka for the middle here, and just have those guys maybe come in there. Again, it's not going to give us great eyes on, but it's something. And then I want an Igla. Just maybe come and sit in this building as well. Maybe we'll get them in the same building. I'm expecting to lose some of this recon and possibly the Iglas as well. It depends how well Iglas hit. basically. Okay, now we've got a couple of decisions to make. So I could buy this, which will give me 310. That'll be exactly enough for T8U. So what we'll do is we're going to get a Tunguska. And we're going to get a T8U. And we're just going to have them quick hunt into here. That's all my money gone, right? So if we have a look at what we've got here. We've got some recon and a gun going here. We've got a command tank capping Boris and Anna. And we've got some recon and an anti-air unit going in here. And then we've got a tank and anti-air going in the middle. And then over this side, we've got recon, infantry, Spetsnaz, so decent infantry. And then we've got some anti-air. And we've got a command going in here. If I can be really cheeky and cap Anna, I might then pull my command out here and try and go into Elena as well. But the horde of enemies will be coming. And the best thing we can do is try not to lose stuff. That's the big thing here. We want to try not to lose stuff. So let's hit launch battle and just let everything get into position. Our units, especially the tanks, are so expensive. The intention is to keep them alive. Now there's several things we're going to need to do that. One is bring in supplies. Two is keep moving them. If we leave them in one place, they will start artillery and calling in jets. We will need to eventually basically build a wall and just march slowly across the map. But it will take a while to get there. I promise you, we are going to kill huge amounts of enemy units, but we're probably going to lose some stuff in the process. But don't be afraid to make good use of infantry and stuff like that. We have, obviously, in the Mostrelki and everything else, with decent anti-tank weapons. And hiding them in tree lines for when the enemies come past will be beneficial. So here we go, immediately, look. We've got helicopters coming in. I'm just going to unload that early. Right, I might just pull that back. This Tunguska can push this way. Need to be careful with the Tunguska here because obviously they'll have a decent range if they've got you. Oh, actually, he doesn't have any anti-tank stuff, so that's fine. It's just rockets. So actually, that's fine for us. I've got to remind myself what Russian helicopters have what. Here we go, the Tunguska's trying to engage now. Yes, lovely. Good. Right. Let's bring in a supply vehicle. We've got 500 points there, right? So we've got plenty. Tunguska's going to pull this way. Let's just get this guy out of here and get it around there. See what I mean? Artillery already. So let's just bring in 2 of these. Just get that guy in there. Got an MI2 venturing across here. Eagle is thinking about firing. I've got the best eyes on, unfortunately. There's a cub just sat there. The artillery will help with that. We're going to bring in a couple of tanks. Or a tank here. So there we go. Nice kill from the Eagle. Let's just pull that back now. A little bit worried about that command there, so I'm just going to drive him up here, out the way. We've got those artillery pieces coming in. Let's bring in... we could bring in the seed to kill that, but I think we'll just artillery it down for the moment. We got a tank there. Why is that repeater not firing at it? Is there a reason you don't want to fire at it? Strange. Good, we've got another kill there. So we've got a tank coming here. We have our own tank coming this way. The Reaper should be able to see it as it comes past here and get a side shot on it. This is kind of the sort of thing we're looking for. There, nice kill, see? Nice kill. Okay, so we've got a load of stuff coming this way. Weirdly smoking us there. I'm just going to unload these guys. Right. Just going to quick hunt this up to here. Let's just... These guys are getting rearmed. I'm just going to push them up here. Repeater's under attack there. That's fine. So they've taken that off us. As I say, we got a little head start on points, but we were definitely going to lose. Repeater not doing a great job there. Now, what we do want to do is probably kill their artillery when we spot it again. Trying to keep an eye out for it firing. Conker's very annoying. These infantry should do a bit of damage against those things, but the problem is helicopters coming in. Probably time for you to reverse. Couple of rockets there, but we should deal with that. I mean, the infantry's pretty good. Let's bring in a Tunguska and another tank for the middle. We've now capped this. I mean, that's just annoying. It's not going to kill that tank, really. It's just very, very annoying. We will have to bring in some logistics for that. So I'm taking my sweet time, right? There's no rush. Let's bring in another tank there. Oh, that's going to die, actually. That's embarrassing for that tank. That is very embarrassing. The Igla obviously being absolutely useless in terms of line of sight because of the buildings. It's quite embarrassing, the line of sight on anti-air in this game sometimes. It's disappointing to lose that tank. That's a bit of a waste. I would have reversed it if I'd known that they were going to do that much damage to it suddenly. But it is what it is. Right, you're going to have to reverse. I'll smoke off, actually, because apparently I just pinned down. Now reverse. So I'm just going to push up. You two... I haven't seen the enemy artillery for a while. We better bring in... Oh, we lost our AA piece. Let's just bring in... maybe... one of those guys. Bring in another tank for this side since we lost that one. There's the artillery. Where's it firing from? Saw the shot come in. We got the kill. Okay. I'll just move up a bit. There it is. It's in there. Let's just hit that there. Hopefully we hit it. Spetsnaz working hard there. More artillery over here now. I'm going to bring in some more infantry. The Spetsnaz won't last much longer. They're not anti-vehicle, the standard Spetsnaz, so it is what it is. We hunt this guy up to here. These guys to move up once they've done their job there. You need to unload. They're going to fire at each other. If he just gets closer, he'll kill it with his cannon. Nice hit. You're annoyingly stunned. Nice kill. I'm going to get the Tunguska to come and play as well. There, you're dead. You're definitely dead. Right, let's get a recon helicopter in, because we're going to need a better line of sight. No, it's not have smoke. How my TAE routed. That's embarrassing. Bring another one in. Where's that artillery firing at? There. Can't believe you routed. That's embarrassing. Bring a UD in. And let's bring in these helicopters for anti-tank capabilities. We're going to move our tanks back across here. We're going to start being a little bit more harassing here because they're starting to push a bit. This takes a while for stuff to come in here. That's what we're waiting for. Let's bring in a Scortney. Yeah, it's just because they've just got helicopters of their own hanging around. I'm surprised this Razvedka's still alive. Artillery there. They might kill ours, we might kill theirs, we'll see. I'm going to drive this in here. We'll push these guys up as well. There's a Shilka there. We're going to have to artillery that probably. What we're going to do is just push these guys up to here. See, there's various enemy helicopters knocking around. You notice I'm not worrying about... Good use of our Tunguska. Lovely. Not worrying too much about points anyhow, is what I was going to say. There's the artillery again. So I can see something firing from there, so we're going to fire at that now. Let's bring in a straw. You will continue to notice that nothing here is about rushing. Let's bring in a couple of pull mets. I like the pull mets. So they're finally taking that off us. That's fine. We're going to bring in another T80. I know I've got another command here, but the T80 is just a bit more for moving up with the tanks, you know. Bit more oomph. I don't know if we're killing their arty, but we're certainly making a good effort at it. Just taking them off the board because they're annoying. We're just going to back that up. We're going to move this up here. We're going to bring in 2 supply vehicles because we will need them. They've got a lot of shit in here. There's an MI2 there. They've obviously run out of attack choppers, or they'll be pushing us there. I'm just going to push these motorstrelki up this side. And they have a lot of shit in here. Look at all that. That means I can't have much in the middle. I was going to say it. Oops. I wasn't watching my Tunguska. It's on me. They've still got an artillery piece in action there. AI's probably moving it around. I suppose I should grab you and Tunguska. I'm gonna unload these guys. And just kill most of that shit there. Did I lose into the T-80U? I probably did. It's alright. I'd rather not lose tanks, but, you know, these things happen. I'm out of concons there, but that's alright. Push these guys back in here, we should be fine. Another artillery piece there. They must be out of choppers by now. How is that? It's still alive. I'm a little bit upset by that. It is engine destroyed though, so we should be able to kill it now. You better come here and land so you get rearmed. You come over there and land as well. Let's get in some more supplies. We'll bring in another T-80UD for the middle. Oh, incoming tanks. I'm going to put you up there. And you up there as well. We have to be slightly aggressive here because we need to obviously get some points. Because they are getting close. A better player than me would be doing this a lot faster. We'll send the pull mets up as well. Oopsie daisy. We should be able to clear this point, no problem. These tanks should be fine. They're just getting badly damaged. You get in there so you can get them repaired. Tunguska can push. Maybe Tunguska can push this way, actually. These guys target the artillery's there. Whether we get it or not is a different matter entirely. Right. Yeah, you're just getting hit by missiles now, so just pull back. Are you going to kill that rather than it kill you, please? Thank you. There we go. So we now control this. Right. This is a problem. Someone's going to get shot in the arse. Nope. We got lucky. Okay. We got lucky. You guys push up a bit. Lovely. Full Mets push up into the buildings. Just smoke off. We're going to reverse. And we're just going to bring in a couple of logistics. So there we go, we're now on a +2. As you can see, it's slow going, right? I'm not rushing. I've got points to play with. I want to keep bringing in supplies. We're going to bring in some recon now for up here. We need to keep thinking about the artillery, but we've run out of supplies for that one, so we'll bring in a couple more here. There is an element of trying to keep ahead of the AI and just keep moving around. The pull Mets will obviously make a good effort at having to kill these tanks. These guys will need to reverse, unfortunately. I'm more worried about losing the Tunguska because I already lost one. Infantry, let's put a couple of these guys in. And then we're going to bring in Strela. Not all I'm expecting too much in terms of... It's quite annoying they're already out of missiles. Nice kill. Move the Tunguska back up. This is the issue, is because I moved the Tunguska down out of the way, it's no longer there to deal with that shit. Strela. Scoutney can help here as well. Oh, never mind. Tunguska did the job. When all else fails, use the Tunguska. TUD, move up. These guys have arrived. Unload. We'll put these guys in control group 2. 2 target. I see multiple shots coming in. Oh shit! Yeah, really bad. That's really bad. So that most of their artillery is still active, which is hugely annoying. Apparently it's all heavy artillery as well. We will win if we hold like this, but we're going to take more territory. Because I also want to kill all their artillery that's knocking about. It's very annoying. Razvedka in here. Most of the helicopters must be dead now. You're going to have to reverse all the way to here. Just going to push up these guys. Nice kill. They have a lot of arty still. I must not have killed any of it. Slightly embarrassing, but it is what it is, I guess. Tanks-wise, we've got 2 T8 UDs, which we'll bring in over here. I'm just going to roll these tanks up now. Let me send these helicopters up slightly. Right, I want to go up this way. One way or the other. Oh, that's an AA piece. That's a dead AA piece, that's fine. Conkers is annoying. Conkers is dead. UD push over here. That is an annoying hit from some artillery. Let's see, you just got to try and keep moving to get away from the artillery. It's not going to stop. The Shilk is quite annoying. I'd love to kill that. I need to maybe pull these back again and just land them there, because they are very helpful for pushing. You can see there's various tanks knocking around here. We do have the T8U, which I'm going to push up to try and assist with that. I haven't seen any aircraft from them yet, which I'm a little bit worried about, so I'm just going to bring in an SU to discourage them. And a Seed, which I'm just going to pass over the middle. I don't really care if it gets shot down. I'm going to quick hunt those there instead. These guys are going to push forward. These guys can now push up. There's a cub. It's a dead cub. Something else in there. I think we missed. It's evacing now. Bring in another Seed. There was something at this side. Oh. Strelas. Cluster bombers. Shit. Oh, it's a good job the SU is in here.
Враг. Сверим часы. Сдаем назад. Аккуратно. Противник по курсу. К работе готов. Хорошо горит. Жду указаний.
MiG-29 in on its own. The other one backed off. That's their mistake. Go, 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 go. Yes, nice kill. Nice kill. Move back. You guys hang around. Oh. Not watching the artillery in the middle, which is causing me issues. You can probably reverse into there now. I say it's kind of a slow going game, isn't it? And the fact that you're sort of having to wait around and just make sure you're covered, and the enemy artillery is very, very annoying and never ending, as you will have noticed. My intention was to try and get in that point. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I don't, because we've won anyway. Basically, our T-80s are doing most of the work here. The heavy lift. I think we can still get it at this point. I'm going to give it a go. What I don't have here is recon, actually, so... Their artillery. Moved again. Shit, Tunguska needs to move. You just reverse. ETGM from over there. Let's just drop our... It's using our smoke to do that. Want to squeeze into the point. They got a command over there, look. The command's dead because he moved it. If he hadn't moved that, it probably would have been alright. Nice kill. So that should be our point as well. Not that we really needed it. We've won anyway. Evac that. I'm going to bring in another aircraft just to scare the AI off bringing in air. I might lose one of these here because of the artillery coming in, but it is what it is. I'm not too upset. We've capped the point, which was the main thing. And the risk you take. We can now actually just reverse those. Because they're not going to recap that. Job done. So, yeah, I mean... It's not an easy victory by any means. Because you have to play a much more cautious game. Like, I lost stuff there. I lost 2,500 points worth of stuff. I probably could have lost less than that if I was being a bit more aware and wasn't feeling shit from being ill and having this cold flu or whatever the hell I've got. It's probably COVID. But whatever it is I've got, I'm struggling to concentrate properly, admittedly. So I'm being even slower than I usually am, and I'm pretty slow. So this is 100% doable, yeah? Against any AI. You can totally win. You just have to pace yourself and not try and charge them. If you charge in as 119th with your expensive T80s, you're going to get rinsed because you're going to lose those tanks really quickly. I lost a few to artillery and this, that, and the other. So, you know, you can lose some, and it's fine. The reality is you can also have more tanks by just not ranking them up at all, if that's something you're worried about. But if we look at kills and losses, the Tunguska paid for itself massively. Tunguska did the work. I lost one of my Tunguskas because I got it out in the open and I wasn't paying attention to it because I was managing other stuff. That was a mistake. The Spetsnaz did very well early on, but then it died. I probably should have replaced that sooner. The artillery did get a couple of artillery pieces, so they must have just had a lot of artillery. They must have just had a lot of artillery, and we did get that Cub and a tank with it. T80U clearing up. The Rapira didn't do too badly, considering. T80U's obviously doing all the damage there. The T8BVK, UD. Yeah. What did they get me with? So T55 killed a Rapira, a Tunguska. That was the Tunguska at the side that died. That was unfortunate. Mott Schutzen killed a few things. Unfortunate again. Mott Schutzen came in after they'd already taken some damage. We lost that T80U to the rocket chopper. I didn't think it was doing that much damage, and it suddenly was. I should have backed that out. That was on me. I should have reversed it. T80U to the T55, probably just got a bit too close and low damage. The Shilka got my MA24K. I was being a bit pushy with those helicopters at that point. The Mott Schutzen, quite annoying. We lost the T80U to the artillery because of the massive artillery spam we were getting. And the T80U, and the Conquer's got the T80U. So I lost 5 T80Us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. So it's a shame to lose that many tanks, but inevitably you're going to lose something. And we still had a pretty good kill to death. But yeah. So challenge completed. As I say, it's about playstyle and learning to play in a completely different way when you are in a situation like that. Sometimes you're not going to be able to play like you would in other games and just charge about and do a tank wall across the map immediately, yada yada yada. You're going to have to play more carefully because the AI on hardest is going to spam at you because they're cheating, right? So, you know, enough T55s will kill a T80U at close range because they still have the pen then. And you're only going to have 1 or 2 tanks to them having 10 tanks. So, you've sort of got to play it a lot slower. And just not worry about the fact that they're ticking up points. As long as you know you can turn it around, you're fine, right? But yes. And no, the person who challenged me to that does not have to pay me $100. Because as I say, I don't think it's really a massive challenge per se. It's just, it is what it is, right? It's about experience and if you've played the game a lot. And believe me, there are people who could do that without losing any units. So, I'm not by any means the best WARNO player on the planet. Even close to. But there you go. I hope, if anything, this is helpful for people in seeing another way to play against the AI and sort of approach it differently when you're in a situation where you're going to be massively outnumbered. But there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon.